So let's talk about Ruthless Drop-Off. It's coming out in Flames of Destruction. It's a card that I haven't spoken about because it was kind of announced and released when I wasn't playing the game and I wasn't paying attention to it. But Ruthless Drop-Off is something that is potentially a fairly interesting card. And let's compare it to its immediate rival, which is Drastic Drop-Off, you could say. Or its kind of distant rival, but also kind of because it's a counter trap as well, and it kind of does something similar. And just in general, let's look at how the card works. So Ruthless Drop-Off, if you don't know, it is a counter trap, and it says that when a card's in the graveyard or face up on the field is added to your opponent's hand by a card effect. Look at your opponent's hand. Also banish your cards from their hand with the same name as the added card. So if your opponent adds anything from their graveyard or face up on their field to their hand, you look at their hand, banish all copies of that card in their hand. So you're getting two potential windfalls from that, or you are getting two potential windfalls. You are banishing one or more of the same card that they have just added, so you can be selective in what you actually banish and take out of their hand, and you also get the information as to looking at their hand. Cards that let you look at your opponent's hand are very, very good. Having that knowledge allows you to strategically and efficiently play against your opponent and decide on what to do and what to counter against them. There's a card called Confiscation that basically says pay 1,000 life points. That is banned, by the way. Pay 1,000 life points, look at your opponent's hand, and then get rid of a card. That card's banned because, one, yes, it can straight away be activated, and it is more flexible than this, and I'm not directly comparing it to this, but it gives you that knowledge of your opponent's hand. And that's why that card is basically banned. And taking the card out as well is obviously very, very good, but getting the knowledge to look at your opponent's hand is one of the main things that card really shines at. So what we're going to do is we're going to compare Ruthless Drop-Off and Drastic Drop-Off. If you don't want Drastic Drop-Off, this is a very old card. And it basically just says when your opponent adds cards from their deck to their hands, including drawing, they must discard one of those cards. So if you go into their draw phase, they draw, you basically activate this, they have to get rid of the card they just drew. And likewise, if they add cards from their deck to the hand, you activate this and they have to get rid of the card that they got rid of, or if it was multiple ones, they have to get rid of at least one. So that's basically the way that Drastic Drop-Off works. So Drastic Drop-Off covers the deck, and then Ruthless Drop-Off covers the field and graveyard. So on paper, Ruthless Drop-Off seems like it's an absolutely amazing card, right? Maybe. The problem is that you have to rely on your opponent adding something from their graveyard to their hand or on the field to their hand. There aren't a huge amount currently right now that I can think of, huge amount of cards that do that or decks that really do that. Drastic Drop-Off is so good because it is a guaranteed activation unless your opponent's under something like Reckless Greed. It is a guaranteed effect. The reason why I use Drastic Drop-Off at 3 in my counter fairies, for example, and why everyone does, because it's a guaranteed draw for Artemis or a guaranteed add back from Minerva. It's a guaranteed counter trap to be activated before your opponent can really do anything. And that's why it's so good. Ruthless Drop-Off, unfortunately, is more situational, which means that it will not be main deckable. I honestly think this card cannot be main deckable from game one. From right at the point of building a deck, it cannot be there because it's too unreliable. You don't have that guaranteed activation window that Drastic Drop-Off does. However, Ruthless Drop-Off really shines when you go against those decks that actually benefit from adding things from their graveyard to your hand, to their hands, or from their side of the field to the hand. You know, for just a very quick example, Ruthless Drop-Off would be great against a deck like Yosenju, a deck that, you know, constantly relies on bouncing to the hand and actually gaining the effects that way. Same with spirits. You know, these are very non-meta examples, but I'm just giving you obvious examples. Spirits go back to your hand in the end phase, look at your opponent's hand, banish it, and all cards that might be in the hand as well. That's where it is good at. Unfortunately, these aren't good right now, and it is only a side deckable card. That is essentially it, to be honest, because there's no real place for it right now. If you want to look at cards that could be comparable to this or considered better, honestly, Mind Crush, if you want to get the real knowledge out of your opponent's hand and you don't want to wait until your opponent activates a card or effect that would add something from their graveyard / field back to their hands. Mind Crush gives you that knowledge, potentially could give you a discard if you really want it for yourself, or if you call something out your opponent, and it is more flexible in being able to be activated. If you are concentrating on cards in your opponent's graveyards, DD Crow. DD Crow is better as a hand trap or a counter activating card. And I don't think that unless there is an actual archetype that comes out and specifically relies on adding cards from your graveyard to your hand, or adding cards on the field to your hand, it's just not going to see any play. So I want to know what you guys think of Ruthless Drop-Off. Do you think it's any decent? Do you think it is possibly useful? Is there anything that I've potentially missed? Do you think it's actually possibly useful against an upcoming meta deck or an upcoming deck in general? Or do you just think it is like I think it is? Do you think it is just something that is unfortunately too situational? There are cards out there that do it better. While it might not do exactly what this does, there are better ways to achieve the end result that this card is getting. So as I said, let me know down in the comment section below. Make sure to give me a like, comment, subscribe, and I shall catch you guys later.